Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to get you warmed up for your next English class with a little sneak peek of Interchange 3, Unit 1. The title? That's My Kind of Friend.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. What makes a good friend? Seriously, think about it. Is it someone who makes you laugh? Or maybe it's the stuff you have in common? Or is it just knowing you have someone you can really truly count on? We're going to dive into all of that. So here's the game plan for this preview. We'll kick things off with the unit's main theme. Then we'll break down some key grammar, which is super useful, I promise. And finally, we'll look at the fun classroom activities you'll be doing. The whole idea is to get you ready to jump right in.
First up, what makes a friend? You know, this whole unit is built around the idea of relationships, personality, and what we really look for in the people we connect with.
Okay, so let's check this out. Unit 1 is going to kick off with a snapshot activity. You'll see something kind of like this, a survey about what men and women look for in a partner. In class, this is your chance to discuss these ideas, share what you think, and see if you agree or disagree. It's pretty interesting stuff.
And to have that discussion, you'll need the right words, right? Here's some key vocabulary you'll use. A sense of humor. That's just someone who's funny and can make you laugh. Supportive. You know, that's a person who's always got your back. Reliable is someone you can count on, for sure. Easygoing means they're relaxed. Outgoing is super friendly. And temperamental, well, that's someone whose moods can change kind of quickly. Knowing these words is really going to help your class discussions flow.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about the key grammar for Unit 1 using who and that. Now, this might sound a little technical, but trust me, this is one of the best ways to make your sentences more detailed and to sound way more natural when you speak English.
So what in the world is a relative pronoun? It's basically a connector word. It links extra information to a person you're talking about. So instead of two choppy sentences like, he's a friend, he helped me, you just combine them into one smooth sentence. He's the friend who helped me. See how much better that sounds? Now, here's the main rule you're going to practice. This is important. Sometimes you have to use the pronoun, and sometimes you don't. So look at the left side. I like people who aren't too serious. In this case, who is the subject of that second part? The people aren't too serious, so you need it. But check out the right side. I'd like someone I can talk to easily. Here, the subject is I. I can talk to someone. Because I is the subject, that little word that becomes optional. You can say someone that I can talk to, or just someone I can talk to. Getting this difference down is going to be your main goal.
And this isn't just some boring textbook rule, right? You're going to hear this all the time in real conversations, just like this example from your book. I'd prefer someone who I have a lot in common with. You'll get to practice listening for these and using them yourself.
Okay, so how are you actually going to practice all this stuff? Let's get to the fun part, your classroom activities. This is where you get to put all this new vocabulary and grammar to use in a really interactive way.
Your lesson is going to have a great flow. First, you'll get to talk about what your perfect friend is like. Then, you'll jump into a conversation to practice that new grammar we just talked about. And, to wrap it up, you'll do a quick writing task about a good friend you already have. It's an awesome mix of speaking, listening, and writing.
During the speaking part, you'll get to use sentence starters just like this one. A good friend is someone who... For example, you could say, a good friend is someone who is reliable, or someone who I can talk to about anything. Hey, you could even start thinking about your own answers right now.
And that brings us to the finish line. Let's get you ready to participate. We'll just do a quick review of the main points so you can walk into that classroom feeling totally prepared and confident.
So, let's recap. After watching this, you are totally ready. You've got the vocabulary to talk about friends and relationships, you understand the key grammar of using who and that, and you know exactly what to expect from the classroom activities. You are all set to jump in and participate with confidence.
So I'll leave you with one last question to think about before class. Who is your best friend and why? Try to form an answer in your head using some of the language we just covered. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and go have a fantastic class.